The Curse of Bhangarh Fort. Today, I'm diving into a spooky story about a place often called the most haunted location in India, Bhangarh Fort. Legend says this fort is cursed, and it's even rumored that you shouldn't go inside after the sunset. This chilling tale revolves around a beautiful princess, a powerful wizard, and a love story gone horribly wrong. Visitors have reported unsettling experiences within the fort walls over the years, including strange noises and a constant sense of surveillance. So, grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let me tell you the story of Bhangarh Fort. Arav and Nisha had been married for 2 months. While most newlyweds chose beach resorts or mountain getaways, they had a different idea, a road trip through Rajasthan, filled with history, adventure, and a touch of mystery. Arav, a journalist from Delhi, had a fascination for the paranormal and wanted to write a travel piece on haunted places. Nisha, a history teacher from Mumbai, loved old ruins and legends, but had always been wary of ghost stories. They had visited Jaipur's palaces, explored Jaisalmer's dunes, and taken boat rides in Udaipur, but one last place remained on their itinerary. "I still think this is a bad idea," Nisha muttered as their car approached the fort. Arav laughed. "Nisha, come on, it's a tourist spot. If it was really haunted, do you think people would be allowed here?" She sighed, glancing at the warning sign at the entrance. "Entry prohibited after sunset, Government of India." It was just past 5 p.m., and the sky had begun to turn a deep orange. They had less than an hour before dark. "We'll be out before sunset," Arav reassured her. Little did they know, the fort had other plans. They walked through the crumbling ruins, marveling at the grandeur that once was. Temples, palaces, narrow alleys, it was a maze of history, silent and forgotten. Despite the warm evening, Nisha shivered. The air inside the fort felt unnaturally cool. "Let's check out the princess's palace," Arav suggested. "That's where all the legends come from." They climbed through the ruined corridors until they reached the main palace structure. The walls were covered in ancient carvings, and half of the roof had caved in. As Arav snapped photos, Nisha noticed something odd. A small, narrow staircase leading downward, hidden behind broken pillars. "Arav," she called. "Look at this." Arav frowned. "That's not on the map." Excitement replaced his hesitation. "Let's check it out." Nisha hesitated. Something about it felt wrong. But Arav was already stepping inside. The staircase spiraled downward, deeper than it should have. The air grew colder with each step. Their phone flashlights barely pierced the thick darkness. Then they reached the bottom. A locked wooden door stood before them. Its surface was covered in deep scratch marks, as if someone had tried to claw their way out. And then the whispers started, but they didn't come from behind the door. They came from the walls around them, low, ragged breathing, faint sobbing, and then a child's voice. "Where did you go? We are inside." The voice came from right next to Nisha's ear. She screamed, grabbing Arav's hand. "Let's go." Arav, now genuinely terrified, turned to rush back up, but the staircase was gone. Where the stairs had been, there was now only a solid stone wall. Arav's breath came in sharp gasps. "No, no, no, this isn't real." Nisha banged her fists against the wall. "It was just here." Then the door creaked open. The air turned ice cold and a damp, rotting smell filled the space. Arav hesitated. "We have no other choice." They stepped inside. The room was pitch dark, save for a single oil lamp flickering on the floor, and then they saw it. A row of people sitting in the darkness, not moving, not breathing, just staring. Their faces were blackened, their clothes torn and soaked, their eyes wide open, empty, soulless. Nisha choked on a scream. Who? What are they? Arav's flashlight flickered, and in that brief moment the figures moved. They turned their heads slowly, all at once to face them. Then the child's voice came again. We've been waiting for you for so long. Then everything became dark, and both of them became unconscious and fell to the ground. When Arav and Nisha woke up, they were outside the fort. The sun was rising, painting the sky in soft pink hues. Birds chirped. The world seemed normal. Confused and shaken, they stumbled toward the main road, spotting a small tea stall nearby. An old man stood behind the counter. He stared at them as they approached, his wrinkled face filled with something between pity and fear. Son, he said slowly, where have you come from? Arav swallowed. Bhangarh Fort. The old man's face paled. His hands trembled as he put down his cup. You survived, he muttered. Nisha's blood turned cold. What do you mean? The old man exhaled shakily. I have run this stall for 30 years. Every few months, tourists come, young people. Curious people saying they want to experience the haunting. He pointed toward the fort. Most of them leave before sunset. Some don't. Arav and Nisha exchanged a glance. And those who don't? Arav asked. The old man's lips quivered. No one has ever come out after entering at night. Nisha's hands trembled. But we? The old man shook his head. If you came out, his voice dropped to a whisper. Then something else must have stayed behind. The morning air suddenly felt too cold. Nisha grabbed Arav's hand. Let's go, now. They never spoke about what happened that night. But weeks later, when Arav developed the photos from his camera, he saw something that made his heart stop. The last photo, one he didn't remember taking, showed the locked door in the underground chamber. But it was open, and standing just inside the doorway was Nisha. Her face was pale, her eyes were black holes, and behind her, dozens of soulless figures staring directly into the camera. Arav turned to his wife, who was making tea in the kitchen. She smiled at him. A scary smile. A smile that looked exactly like the one in the photo. And at that moment, Arav realized the real Nisha had never left Bhangarh.
Please like, share and subscribe to our channel to support us.